these award-winning cheddar puffs. And I like these award-winning cheddar puffs.
First place.
Both events?
Booyah!
We're an awards family.
You'll like them both, but love our price. Award-winning organic cheddar puffs from Aldi. Simply smarter shopping.
Now, ABC 7 News at 11, on your side.
And we start this New Year's Day on Storm Watch as we begin 2018 the same way we ended 2017, and that would be bone-chilling cold.
Pretty much,
yes.
yeah.
It comes as many kids gear up to go back to school after the holiday break. Chief Meteorologist Bill Kelly is here with just how low you can expect these temperatures to be.
Very low. The numbers don't go down that
That's
far.
all you need to know.
Yeah, that's it. No. A very cold day. In fact, it was the 7th coldest New Year's Day ever recorded for us here. And that's going to translate into a bitter cold start.
Those numbers are not inviting.
The color just kind of says it all, right? Let's talk about these numbers. We're at 16 degrees in D.C. Manassas at 12 right now, 14 in Warrenton, but we still have a breeze out there that's, anywhere between 5 to 15 miles per hour. So we have wind chills that are sub-zero currently. It's down to -4 in Gaithersburg, -2 in Manassas. Inside the Beltway, within the district, we're a 2-degree wind chill factor. Andrews at -3, Winchester, the big goose egg, right around 0 degrees. We don't have any snow to deal with. Currently, we have just a few clouds floating by. It's one of the reasons we're so cold, because you got the clear skies. Beautiful, big, bright full moon out there. But your bus stop forecast, 15 or so to get you going at those kids around 8:30 or so, 23 at lunch, 26 for dismissal. It's a dress in serious layers day tomorrow. We'll talk about if there's any relief at all coming up in just a few minutes, guys.
All right, Bill, we'll see you then. Thanks. Remember to stay connected with the forecast no matter where you go. Just download the free Stormwatch 7 weather app.
That bitter cold having an impact all across our area, even when it comes to first responders. Fire crews all across the scene have seen a busy start to the new year. Battling those fires has not been easy. Our Jay Korf live in Arlington with what those first responders are up against, Jay, as these temperatures drop.
Indeed, the firefighters and paramedics out of Station 2 here in the Ballston area in Arlington, very busy tonight with several calls. In fact, when we were here, they went out on a call.
In the last 72 hours alone, fire companies throughout Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C., and suburban Maryland have responded more than a dozen times to major structure fires, some caused by, others exacerbated by the cold.
There have been a lot of fires recently in the area, and we're definitely tracking those trends.
Firefighter paramedic Taylor Blunt with Station 2 in Arlington County says the cold weather is taking their biggest weapon, water, and using it against them.
We want to make sure that we always keep water circulating through these discharges, and that way the water on the inside will not freeze and potentially bust our tank.
And in the middle of our interview,
there you go. We got a structure fire right now.
And in seconds, they were gone. Upon arrival, they're ever vigilant, knowing that whatever gets icy, hydrants, ladders, valves, pavement, and of course, hoses, can make their jobs that much harder. This fire scene was fortunately minor, and firefighters were not out in the elements for too long. But earlier in D.C., firefighters had to use flares just to melt an icy ladder. And in another fire scene in the district, frozen hoses could not be rolled back up into the fire truck, so they had to improvise with this pickup truck.
And fire officials told me tonight the 3 top tips to prevent a fire: keep that home heating system maintained, make sure your chimneys and your flues are taken care of and are clean, and keep those space heaters at least 3 feet away from something that can burn. Reporting live in Arlington, Jay Korf, ABC 7 News.
Good tips, Jay. Thank you. New video from Southeast D.C. showing the danger of these freezing temperatures. A water main break really turning that street into a skating rink as those low temperatures turn the water into ice. That area, by the way, of Frankfurt Street closed in both directions now for safety.
Well, here's some video we just got into our newsroom. Check this out. Moments as a transformer catches fire and explodes in Montgomery County. Look at that. Yeah, it was captured on one of those family dash cameras. They were just driving along on Centerway Road in Gaithersburg, and that's when the transformers, 2 of them, blew, sending fireballs flying. A few hundred people lost power. Luckily, nobody was hurt. The cause of all this is still not known at this hour.
An investigation underway after a Metro Transit Police K-9 vehicle hit a pedestrian, killing him. This happened in Brandywine, Maryland this afternoon along Route 301 near Chadds Ford Drive. Police say this man walked out into traffic and was hit. The officer involved has been placed on administrative leave until this investigation is complete. No word yet on whether any charges will be filed.
Well, developing tonight, the investigation into a deadly plane crash in Costa Rica. The NTSB now joining that investigation into what caused that plane with 10 Americans on board to go down.
And we're learning one victim is originally from our area. Lindsay Mast is joining us here with more on this tragic story. Lindsay.
Absolutely. You know, there were two families that were Americans, along with an American tour guide and two Costa Rican pilots. Now, the Steinberg family has ties to our area. The mother, Irene, included on her Facebook page that she's originally from Potomac, Maryland, and one of her three sons was a student at Johns Hopkins University. All 5 members of the Steinberg family died, as well as another family from Florida. A witness describes what she saw before the crash.
It made a really hard left-hand turn, and it was totally sideways, and then nosedived straight into the ground.
The plane was headed for the country's capital, but it crashed into a mountainous wooded area about 10 minutes after taking off. Friends of the families are in shock tonight, and while investigators are still working to find out the cause, we do know that there were heavy winds in the area at the time. Jonathan?
All right, Lindsay, thanks for that. Well, they're spread across the city, aimed at making getting around a little bit easier, but not everybody's a big fan of those dockless bikes, so much so that they're even calling 911 when they see one of these things. Tim Barber live in Northwest D.C. tonight with that story, new at 11 for us. And Tim, dialing 911, seriously?
And Jonathan, you know, these bikes right here, they're pretty neat and tidy, lined up right along the street as they should, but sometimes that's not the case, and sometimes it makes people pretty angry.
Ductless bikes have improved the lives of many cyclists, but sometimes they're left in precarious places.
Someone had these bikes clogging the streets up and traffic cannot go through the intersection.